Vern Buchanan just gave a disastrous, career-ending speech this Saturday at Robarts Arena where he revealed to everybody that he actually has no idea what's happening at our southern border.
The other thing is that she was the border czar, which was a total disaster. 500,000 people plus moving across our borders.
So Vern just said that there's 500,000 plus. Well, I'm glad he put the plus in there, and then he asked people to clap for it.
Moving across our borders. Let's give that a round of applause. She needs to go.
I would clap if that was true, but that's not even close to being true. This article right here says that there was 10 million. That's not even counting the gotaways. And that was in October of 2023. The number is closer to 13 million that we know of. So this is entirely off by 25x. He has no clue what's actually happening at the southern border. There are so many things to talk about during this speech. First, he kicked out all of my supporters. We're not even allowed at a Republican event. I'm a Republican candidate. They weren't even allowed to attend this event. And then he has his own paid-for sparse crowd that he has to instruct to applaud and when to applaud. Not a good look, Vern. Then, obviously, he clearly demonstrates his lack of understanding of what's happening at our border. And then he demonstrates his lack of understanding of how the budgeting process works and how inflation actually happens. It's not the executive branch, it's Congress. It's your job, Vern, to make sure that we're not spending our way into oblivion and hurting everyday Floridians with out-of-control inflation. So without describing more, I'm just going to let you guys watch his speech in its entirety.
And also my wife is here, Sandy. We're going to celebrate our 47th year of marriage, and I married over my head, I can tell you that much for sure. Everybody always says this is the most important election. I've heard a lot of that, but this clearly is. And I say that because when you look at Kamala's background, her record is the most liberal member in terms of the Senate and everything else, and even more further left than Bernie Sanders. So if you can imagine that, she's clearly, Bernie's a socialist, left of Bernie Sanders is unbelievable. The other thing is that she was the border czar, which was a total disaster. 500,000 people plus moving across our borders. Let's give that a round of applause. She needs to go. Also, she promotes health care for illegals. She's clear out on that front. The inflation that we're seeing is a lot because of the overspending. Last year, they overspent the budget $2 trillion. The interest on the debt's over $1 trillion. So we need to clearly get her out and get our president reelected, Donald Trump. And I just want to thank all of you for your support over the years.
Manatee County and Hillsborough County deserve better than this. It's time for a change. It's time for Eddie Spear for Congress.